What's up, everybody? It's me, Double D, and I wanted to do a quick evaluation video of Doki Doki Literature Club. This is something a little bit different that I don't really do very often, or at all, really. This is the first time I've done something like this. So, but I just wanted to make this because I felt it was befitting of its own video, rather than just something I tacked on at the end during the credits of the series. So, yeah, let's begin. And just so you know, the footage you're seeing in the background is me getting my ass kicked a shit ton in chess. I'm really not good at chess, and Monica's fucking god tier at chess. So what I wanted to talk about was just kind of give you a brief summary of my experience playing the game the first time through, and kind of give you my opinion on the game overall, and what I think of it, how good it was, what could have been improved, shit like that. And anyways, let's begin. So I first want to start off by saying that this game is by far one of the best games I've played in a long time. It is definitely the best psychological horror game I've played. By a long shot. Nothing can really compare as to right now. And honestly, it just told a really fun and interesting story that I'd never seen before. And it was quite engaging. I enjoyed playing through it. Had many twists and turns that really threw me off guard. The whole time I was on edge throughout the entire game, despite me laughing, joking, and giggling. And let me be real, if my friends weren't there, I would have absolutely hated that. I would have been shit. I had been shitting my pants every single time someone popped up on screen. And this game manages to do something that no other form of media has been done before, and that is to get me somewhat emotionally invested in the characters. Which, I'm no, like, body pillow hugging anime dweeb or anything like that, so getting me to actually feel something for characters that look like this, and that's an accomplishment. Now, albeit, it was more of an after effect, after, the credits and everything, it was like, damn, but it still managed to pull it off, and that's impressive. This game is really well written. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing through it. And it manages to convey a lot, and a very interesting story, and it manages to do a lot in a very short time. So, that being said, do I think that this is the best game ever made? No. Fuck no. Do I think this is the best horror game ever made? Fuck no. Do I think this is the best psychological horror game ever made? Fuck no. This is a really good game. It's in my top 10 favorite games, which beats out some games I grew up with that have a lot of nostalgia, which is quite impressive. But again, is it the best game ever made? No. That game is Conker's Bad Fur Day. That game can't be beat. Is it the best horror game ever made? No. It can be close. Possibly. I don't know. I've not played every single horror game that ever existed, but I'm sure it's probably up there, especially with the shit that gets made nowadays. Is it the best psychological horror game that's ever made? Probably not. Does it create an experience that rivals something like Silent Hill? Yes, this game is extremely disturbing, and I like it. This game catches you off guard very easily. Even when you know it's going to be a psychological horror, it creeps up on you real quick. And that's what I like. This game is very well written. The characters are all really well written, and they make you actually feel like they're all alive. And honestly, when I say that, and I fucking mean it, I still can't tell whether or not these are AI pretending to not be as advanced AI as they are, or if they're just that well written. Dan Savato did a real good fucking job with this game. And he managed to do something super interesting in a really short amount of time. And that's really impressive. However, this game is that good in that short amount of time to a fault. This game is really short. Really short. If it weren't for me and my friends fucking around for the entire time that we played this game probably would have gone by maybe 5 episodes. There's maybe 4 to 5 hours of gameplay in this, provided you're not skipping through text. And it only has 2 endings, one of which isn't even canonical. So really, there's only one true ending to this game, which it's kind of sad. And I feel like there should have been more. I feel like they should have slowed down the pacing a little bit to really make you get more invested into the characters a little more. They should have slowed down the first act where you can kind of get a feel for each personality, and then the second act they should have had a slower descent into madness. I feel like Yuri's craziness kind of just comes out of nowhere almost. I also wish that that Natsuki had more spotlight, because throughout the entire game, especially Act 2, she's just shoved off to the side and does almost absolutely nothing. She doesn't even have her own death scene, which for some character like Natsuki, that'll be kind of hard to pull off, considering what her negative trait is, as described in the game. It's abusive parent, but I feel like if Natsuki had a death scene, a real death scene, it would have been extremely disturbing, and it would have invoked an even more sense of dread and, disappointment. However, unfortunately, she did not have her own death scene. The game is still really short. There's only one ending, and all that stuff kind of brings the game down a little bit, and I wish it didn't. And I know it's a free game, so expecting it to be long is kind of a little much. You can't always really get what you want with something that's free. But if they made it worth money, that would have been fine. I want this game to be so good that it's worth money. I wanted it to be worth something. I feel like they would have really brought the value of the game up to a really high standard. However, unfortunately, that just didn't happen. And ignoring the fact that this whole game is part of some bigger arc that still hasn't even been teased on the next release involving it, this game is still really good. However, it's not as good as it could be. I feel like this game really has lots of potential that it just didn't really explore. There was little to do with the character files, and the game makes a big deal about the character files in this game, how, deleting them, moving around. But there's really only like 4 things you can actually do with the character files in this game, and I'm going to go ahead and list them off right here. And one of them is a mandatory action, and that's deleting Monica during the Monica talk. The other is if you add Monica back in after she resets the game, you get 1 dialogue box asking you to not toy with her heart. Okay, what else can you do with it? Well, if you remove Sayori at the beginning of the game before you start a new save, you'll get a very quick ending of her hanging with a static black and white background. That's all it is. It's just that screen. Monochrome background with Sayori hanging, and then the game restarts. Alright. And if you remove Monica at the beginning of the game, Sayori realizes she's in a game, and then she will completely destroy the entire game immediately, and then that's it. That's 4 things, all of which are very quick little things that happen. And for something that really kind of makes a big deal about going through the files of the game, there's only so little there's such little stuff that you can do with it, and it's kind of disappointing that they didn't allow you to experiment a little more and have different things happen if you remove certain files, add certain files. 2 character files don't even do shit. Yuri and Natsuki's character files are absolutely useless. And I realize they can't really predict for every single thing you're going to try to do, but I feel like in certain scenarios there's something that somebody's going to try to experiment with, because it's just the obvious thing to do. Just maybe add more. And another problem with this game is that it's a really good game, and unfortunately it sets the bar really high. This is a great fucking horror game, and I don't know how Savato is going to top it if he does make another game for this. I don't know how he's going to top this, but you know what? He can try his hardest, and I have 100% faith in him, but fuck, you have your work cut out for you, man. I don't know how you're going to do it. It'll be interesting. But anyways, that's my overall opinion in this game. Is it a good game? Yes. Do I like the game? Yes. Do I think it's a great game? No. I feel like it could have been much better. I feel like this game could have been way more than it was. And I know it doesn't need to be to tell the story that it wanted to tell, but I wish there was more to this game, because unfortunately, playing through it twice, getting both endings, that's kind of it. There's not a whole lot here besides just little Easter eggs that you're unlikely to come across through each playthrough. So the game just kind of sits in your library collecting dust, or sits on your desktop collecting dust, unless you put mods on it or something like that. But does not canonical stuff. This is really the only good mod I would say that's out there, is the Monica After Story, and it was made 3 days after the game came out. And even still, there's not a whole lot to it. It's just kind of this. So, anyways, I wish that they added more. I hope that this arc continues at some point real soon. And yeah, I enjoyed this game a lot. I hope you enjoyed watching me play through it, watching my dumbass try to get through this game in a reasonable amount of time. I know that didn't really happen. I apologize. And I will see y'all later. See you guys in the next project that I do.